Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Sorry from CZT Heidi Kay. This is a brand new tangle. She alerted me to it. I'm very thankful. Thanks, Heidi. So let's have fun. And I'm not going to tell you the inspiration yet. You might already have guessed it. Well, you already saw what it looks like on the cover, so never mind. If you've played the game, it's like, oh, what a great idea for inspiration. Those pieces. All right, I'm going to start mine because I feel like it. In this corner, starts off, well, you could do it one of two ways. I'm going to start mine off with the seed shape. And then above it somewhere, a little orb. So you could do it, if you want to start with the orb and then do the seed shape, you go right ahead. It's okay. All right, then, let's see. This is kind of an S-shape curve. I'm going to do it on this side first. So coming from the side of the orb down to the side of the seed, like that, with just a little, a slight S. And then the other direction on the other side, so mirroring it. And that's it. Well, oh, actually, that's it, except we'll put a little band here above the seed shape. And there we go. I think on my version of the step out, I had us just kind of playing with it, and then you can come back and do the bands. And I'm gonna just keep adding, so you can add it however you want. And as I do that, I'm going to mention on Heidi's blog post with this, and that link is in the description section. Actually, I feel like I'm going to go upside down here. Let's do it. Do take a look at it because she has some wonderful. It's like apparently I can't talk and do this one at the same time. At least doing it upside down. Apparently that wrecked my brain. And I'm only saying it because my little S shape. It's like it'd be nice to have it like that a little bit. But as you know, in Zentangle, does it matter? No, it doesn't. Let's see. Something else you can do with this, and I'll finish my sentence in a moment. So I'm just going to put a seed shape here. I'm going to share that orb. So that's something else that you can do. But as I was saying, take a look at the for more inspiration link, and that'll take you to Heidi's blog. And she has some wonderful samples. Besides just looking at her step out, some really great ideas for how you could use this. One of the things that she does is she adds orbs on the other sides. So it's actually, you know what? I'm just because I'm like going, oh, look, I'm just going to use that side. Although, yeah, I think I can squeeze that in there because I just had a thought. So you can see how you can use the same orb, but you can also, let's get this where I want it. You can also use the same, bottom end there. And of course, because it's Zentangle, whatever happens, happens. She also had some really neat ways to decorate this. And it's like, oh, you scroll all the way down to the one where she does it in the round. And it's like, you wouldn't even know that it's like, oh, that's this tangle? Because there's just so much there. So neat. Whoops. And even if they end up a little lopsided, it's all right. So like that. And then, it's almost like an organic tangle where, that are more that look like plants. And this one, it doesn't, but it's the same concept. You can have it grow, off of another one, and just don't worry about, whatever happens. It's all good. I'm going to put one right here so that way we kind of have it book ended. And I love a tangle. Actually, on her step out, she shows the step out alone. I'm reaching over. Yeah. Um, Tons of, just from that alone, without even looking at the couple samples that she has, tons of ways to use this and have fun. And I hope that you will do just that. I'm going to, I think that's pretty good right there. It makes it interesting. So the one way I liked shading this, and of course, and depending on how you decorate it and whatnot, you can do it different ways. But I'm just going to put a little graphite on each side, and I'm doing this so I don't have to flip my tile 100 times, because it's a good idea to have the point of your pencil on the line that you're wanting the graphite to be on, or as Rick has said, where you want it to be the darkest. And the same goes with the tortillon. And so instead of doing each one and flipping my tile, you know, back and forth, I will do it this way, and then it becomes like a game to see what did I miss, if I did, which inevitably I do. All right, and then okay. I've got this nice, almost new tortillon. Did I have to move it? No, I didn't. It's so silly. Just gonna spread it towards the middle, just a little bit. And I was explaining why I was doing this seemingly haphazardly. Um, well, especially if we have, if you're new to Zentangle, um, well, number one, we turn the tile so our hand is comfortable, but then also this, because like I could, let's see, where's it, like here, reach over, but you know what? I want the tip of this, right here where I don't want the graphite to go over, and then I use maybe a very, very, very small circular motion, or sometimes just a back and forth, and it depends, or some combination thereof. And that way, and you can see how it's rounding. It actually, sometimes it's kind of fun. Uh, I like to do shading sometimes in stages, just because it's so neat, and it's magical to watch the the life come into your work. All right, I got one, I got two here, and because I'm working on a small tile, see, look at how neat that is. I'm going to add one more bit. I'm going to do some on right on this underside here on them. But because I'm working, in a on a small tile, it you have to be a little bit careful, because you want to have some of your natural tile color showing, so that way it has the effect that you want. So this, I wanted it to make them look curved, and that, I believe, it did. And this, I'm just bringing it out. I just need that bottom just needed something. Let's say this one will be a challenge to see if I can get. Let's see. Let's get these guys first. Sometimes too, if I'm working in a tight area, I'll have it where I have the tip. It's still pointing on, but it's where I'm just like going up like this, because I don't have a lot of room. That sometimes seems to keep the gradient building on the small side. Oh, look at that! That's just awesome. What a fun tangle! And you know what? And the other thing that's just I'm gonna do, because it needs a little contrast. Oh, you know what? There's two things I'm gonna do. One, this one needs to be a little bit bigger. We're going to darken in these orbs. It's something else, as if you've been following me, and even if you've not, if you've done something and you're like, oh, I really don't like this, I call it course correcting. It's like some of my orbs I didn't really care for, so it's like, well, you know what? If I fill them in, that takes care of it. I'm leaving this little open bit. I do a orb that's inside, a little bigger than I think, and then fill in around it, and that adds that shine. But when you're filling in, as long as you need to make it a little bigger, you can make it a little bigger, then you can course correct. So if there's, something that's just not lining up right, and I think I'm gonna, well, I guess I am because I just started. We're gonna add a little shiny band to these. We're keeping it simple. But like I said, take a look at that at Heidi's blog for some really neat ideas on how to decorate. What I do is I do a little scribble on either side, mostly so that way I will remember that I'm doing the shine. Because sometimes you just kind of get in the zone and it's like, oh yeah, I was going to do that. Now, of course, you can come back with a white gel pen or like the white charcoal pencil or something, and add it in. I like doing it this way, and for the orbs as well, because then you're not competing with the black ink. You can still come back with it because depending on what you're tangling on, maybe it's a toned paper or a color, just a solid color. Again, it just you're not competing with that ink, and it's just a little help. All right. And you remember why am I skipping that one? Well, because I'm filling in via the curve, and when you kind of plant your hand down, the heel of your hand, you get this natural curve. So I'm just going with it, and that's another reason that we turn our tile, keeping it comfortable. I'm thinking that orb needs to just be a bit bigger. All right. Yeah, like that. Oh, and then this one too. And it needs to be a little bit rounder. Super, super neat. Love it. All right, if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, would love to have you click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I would love to have you, while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share it, leave comments, and all of that. All of those things help the algorithm, and I appreciate any and all of those activities. I mentioned the description section where you'll find links to step outs. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the Tangle, so you'll see those. And then below that, ways to connect with me if you wish to. I have a link to my website where you'll find the classes that I teach, amongst a lot of other things. And below that, if you happen to be on Facebook, I'm looking at Heidi's step out as I'm talking, and I'm just like, I'm admiring it as I'm looking at it. I'm like, gosh, that's just really cool ideas, and then I've distracted myself. Yeah, if you happen to be on Facebook, number one, you can follow me there. I have a link to my page, and then if you'd like to hang out with a bunch of wonderful and crazy Tangle addicts, we'd love to have you. There's the link there, and just know that there are some membership questions to gain access, so those need to be answered, and that will let you in. All right, so with that, thanks so much for watching, and thanks, Heidi, for giving me a heads up on your new Tangle. It is fantastic. And again, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.